It's Ash from Super Videos back at you for another comic book issue review. This one's gonna be Negan's backstory. So, review and discussion for part 10 or chapter 10 of Here's Negan. So, we basically pick up where we left off in this issue. Of course, if you remember from the last chapter or issue, we had Negan come across this bat that we are pretty sure it's gonna be what becomes Lucille later on. And we did see the people that were with him in the last issue, they died by the end of that issue. So in this issue, we have Negan, who is again by himself trying to survive. And the issue starts with Negan just walking around, killing a couple walkers. And then there's one point he is washing the bat in the river, which is pretty cool, that he's keeping it clean. So it's like he's beginning to have this bond with the bat, which is cool. Of course, it could also be that it's gross and he doesn't want to carry all that blood on the bat. But it could also be that he is beginning to have this bond with the bat. We have some people come towards him and say that we're wondering if you have a safe place. And we basically have Negan accepting them and trying to help them in a way. While they're talking about how many people they've lost and who they've lost and things like that, we have one of them get grabbed and get bit. So then it's just Rick and this girl. Then we have this girl just continuing to talk to Negan about how many people she's lost and things like that. And then boom, we have her get bit as well. Then there's another part, I think it's at a different time, with Negan with a couple more people. And they're telling him how many people they've lost and things like that. And then by the time we see them again, it seems like one of them has been bit and has died, because only one of them is with Negan. But all of these things are basically trying to tell us that anyone who comes across Negan dies, and they themselves have lost a lot of people. So I think that's basically what they're trying to do. But then we have this person that is with Negan, this girl. She tells him that I'm bit. Negan gets very angry, cusses her out, and says that you are weak, you let your family die, and now you've been bit yourself, people like you deserve to die. So he just leaves her to die, which is showing Negan slowly drift into the dark side and begin to lose his humanity a little bit. Because at the beginning of this issue, he accepted some people. But by this time in this issue, it's like he doesn't care about people anymore. And if they're not useful for him, or if they're bit or anything like that, he's not going to try to even comfort them or try to help them out or leave some supplies for them or anything like that. He just tells them to go die and leaves. So it's very interesting to see this transition of Negan in this issue. Then there's another part, we have Negan killing a rabbit, I think, and then he's by the bonfire and he's eating the rabbit. And then there's some noises, someone is sneaking up in front of him, and he says, things sneaking up on me in the dark are either dead or about to be, which was funny. And then boom, we have the cliffhanger of this issue, and my favorite part of this issue, we have Dwight right there. So he says, come on, you weren't going to eat that whole thing by yourself, were you? I'm Dwight, you look like you could use some company. So boom, so we have the first instance of what connects this backstory to the original story, other than Negan being in it and Lucille being in it. So it's very cool. I love this cliffhanger. I was hoping we would get more in this issue. I was hoping we get this at the beginning of the issue and then it would have been cooler. But I'm looking forward to the next issue to see what Dwight tells Negan, what Dwight's backstory is. I'm sure that he's going to talk to Negan about that. In a way, this is not just Negan's backstory, it's also Lucille's backstory, it's also Dwight's backstory, and I'm pretty sure it's also more of the Savior's backstories as well. So I'm really looking forward to the next issue to see what happens, to see where they go from there, and maybe to see the beginning of the Savior's group being formed. I'm hoping for more in the next issue though. I hope it has some cool moments in the next issue, because in this issue, this was the only cool moment from there. But I'm hoping to get more in the next issue. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back for another video.